You have big dreams. You know what you want. So why are you still doing nothing? What if the problem isn't that you don't want it badly enough, but that a part of you is afraid to get it? And the scary part is, you may not even know why. 1. The illusion of potential. You know what's strangely satisfying? Believing you have unlimited potential. Without ever testing it. You can imagine yourself successful. You can tell yourself, I could do it. I just haven't started yet. And that feels safe. Because the moment you actually try, your fantasy meets reality. You might fail. You might discover you're not as good as you thought. So instead of risking the answer, you protect the possibility. You stay the person who could. And that's the trap. Sometimes, your biggest dream becomes the safest place to hide. 2. Fear of failure. Maybe you're not afraid of failure itself. Maybe you're afraid of what failure would say about you. Because if you never try, you never have to find out. You can keep believing you're capable. But once you take action, the story becomes real. And suddenly, there's something to lose. Your confidence. Your image. The possibility that you might not be as capable as you imagined. So doing nothing can feel strangely safe. Because as long as you don't try, you can never prove yourself wrong. 3. Fear of success. But what if failure isn't the real problem? What if you're afraid of success? Because success changes things. It changes your routine, your relationships, your identity. Suddenly, people expect more from you. And you expect more from yourself. The life you know starts disappearing. And a new one demands to be built. So sometimes, your mind chooses something familiar over something better. Not because you don't want your dream, but because deep down, you know your dream would force you to become someone new. 4. Perfectionism. Then comes the perfect excuse, I'm just not ready yet. You need more knowledge, more money, more confidence, a better plan, a better time. So you keep preparing, but never begin. Because perfectionism doesn't always look like demanding perfection. Sometimes, it looks like waiting forever to feel ready. And the truth is, you don't become ready before you act. You become ready by acting. 5. The reward of the dream. There's another trap nobody talks about. Sometimes, dreaming feels like progress. You imagine the future. You picture yourself succeeding. You make the perfect plan. And for a moment, you feel like you've already moved forward. But you haven't. You experience the reward without paying the price. And that's dangerous. Because your brain can become addicted to the feeling of almost becoming the person you want to be. The dream gives you the feeling of progress, without the discomfort of progress. 6. The identity trap. But there's something deeper. Sometimes, your biggest obstacle is the person you believe you are. You say you want to be successful. But deep down, you still see yourself as someone who gives up. Someone who procrastinates. Someone who never finishes what they start. And your behavior keeps matching that identity. Because your brain prefers consistency. Even when that consistency is hurting you. So the real question isn't, what do I want? It's, who do I believe I am? Because until your identity changes, your old behavior will keep pulling you back. 7. The cost of doing nothing. And here's the part nobody tells you. Doing nothing is still a decision. Every time you postpone your dream, you are choosing your current life over your possible life. One day becomes 1 month. 1 month becomes 1 year. And eventually, the question changes. You stop asking, "What if I succeed?" and start asking, "What if I had started years ago?" That question hurts, because you can't go back. And sometimes, the biggest regret isn't failing. It's never finding out what you could have become. 8. Break the loop. So how do you break the cycle? Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting to feel ready. And stop trying to change your entire life overnight. Make the dream smaller. So small that your brain has no excuse to avoid it. Don't say, "I'm going to build my dream life." Say, "What is one thing I can do today?" One page. One phone call. 10 minutes. One uncomfortable step. Because action creates something motivation never can: evidence. Evidence that you can trust yourself. Evidence that you are capable of change. And slowly, your identity begins to change. You stop being the person who could. You become the person who does. The shift. Maybe you don't need a bigger dream. Maybe you don't need more motivation. Maybe you don't need to become a completely different person. You just need to stop protecting the version of yourself that never takes the first step. Because your dream isn't waiting for the perfect version of you. It's waiting for the version of you who finally decides to move. You may still be afraid. You may still doubt yourself. You may not feel ready. Do it anyway. Because one day, you'll look back at this moment. And you'll either say, "I'm glad I started," or, "I wish I had." The choice is being made right now. Your dream doesn't need another year of thinking. It needs one step. Take it. And if this video made you see yourself differently, subscribe to InnerShift. Because sometimes, the biggest change in your life starts with one uncomfortable realization.